It was silly to wear long skirts and fancy lace blouses. They impeded mobility and were a challenge to clean. She was a surgeon. Blood and mess were part of day-to-day operations, literally and figuratively. She'd even been known to roll up her sleeves when the situation warranted and scuttle the consequences. Aye, she wanted the position rather desperately, but she wasn't going to compromise in personality or attire in order to achieve it. The advert said progressive. Dr. Arsenic Ruthven would give them progressive. Thus buoyed, she checked her watch. 4:50 p.m. She took a breath and, monowheels slung over one arm, medical kit under the other, she marched up the gangplank and aboard the aptly named Spotted Custard.
"How's this? Fancy, I like this one."
A suite of young ruffians were lounging about applying commentary to the applicants. The young lad who spoke was smudged and cheerful, lean and fit, and possibly not a lad.
"No wager on this one, gentlemen. I give even odds."
Arsenic squinted at the malcontent. Female, she decided after a moment's focus on skeletal structure.
"Proper stuffing she is,"
agreed one of the others, chewing happily on reed or cob or something similarly tough and vegetative. He was also smudged and muscled. Bit sunburned. I must remember to stock burn balms. I wager the boilers can scald too.
"Definitely nibbles the biscuit,"
added one of the others. Arsenic was rather chuffed by this observation. She'd never before nibbled anyone's biscuit, so she was disposed to be pleased, even when coming from the mouths of babes, wisdom of youth and all.
"Swanky duds."
The first turned bright, sharp eyes onto Arsenic. Clear sclera, healthy. "Thank you very much," replied Arsenic. "I'll do then."
"Not up to us, more's the pity,"
lamented the girl. "Still, I'd like to know of your approval." Arsenic was not above enlisting backers, small and scruffy though they may be. The girl jumped down off her perch and sauntered across the deck, hands deep in pockets, examining Arsenic with interest.
"I'm Spoo,"
said, apparently, Spoo. Arsenic inclined her head. "Delighted to make your acquaintance, Miss Spoo."
"Just Spoo'll do. You got dulcet ways for a lady sporting trousers."
"They tried," Arsenic explained.
Spoo laughed. "Could be our ship's motto, that."
"No one here is to collect me just yet. Would you like to start the interview, Spoo?"
Spoo looked delighted. "Would I ever? How do you feel about candied fruit?"
"Favourably."
"What would you do if the forward ballast collapsed?"
"Stay out of your way." This girl must be a deckling, and from the way the others stayed back watching, probably head deckling.
"You good with a needle?"
"Very."
"You a leech?"
Spoo had excellent upper body musculature, probably from balloon-stimulated gymnastic endeavours. Decklings did a great deal of rigging work. "Never. That's well out of date." "Allergic to cats?" One of the others asked that question. He was shorter, with impressive shoulders. Those muscles were from shovelling, and he was more smudged. Arsenic guessed he was a sooty. "Nay, love them."
"Well, don't love them too much. Miss Primrose wouldn't like that."
Spoo spoke with sepulchral foreboding. "Neither would Mr. Percy," said a new voice. Another young person trundled up. This one was about Spoo's age, early teens. He, however, was meticulously clean and dressed in a dark vest and jacket with striped trousers and crisp white shirt. The attire indicated staff of some kind, a footman or valet, although he was rather young for either position. He was also on the tubby end of the spectrum, with hair trimmed short and a grave, round face. Arsenic worried about his diet. "Are you 5 o'clock?" He held himself with dignity and gravitas. "Aye, sir." Arsenic was already confused by the nature of authority on this ship, so she erred in favour of